Hello and welcome to Dream It, Dare It, Do It, Live the Life You Want. This is Jasmine. Um, okay, so I've been doing these little blurbs. This is what I'm gonna try to do. I'm still gonna have interviews, but I have things that I sometimes want to share, and this is one of them that I'd like to share with you. So, as I said in my prior episode, the thing that's really important to me is freedom. I think that it's actually what all of us want, and we just don't know. We're not clear about that, but essentially, um, I think that we're looking for freedom and we're focusing on control. We're trying to control how things are going to go, and we're trying to, we think we should go somewhere or we should be doing something, and then we kind of like make up that that's exactly what needs to be done. Now, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying that sometimes we're kind of like trapped in that. Like maybe we think, oh yeah, I think, if I think back, if I think back in my 20s, I thought I was supposed to get married and have kids. And don't know if you know this, but that hasn't happened. But I can tell you that I suffered for a long time because that was not happening. And if I if I also think back, I've always been super afraid of being pregnant. And I'm like, these two thoughts just didn't match together. Anyways, this is not what I wanted to talk about. What I want to talk about is I want to actually send you an invitation. You all probably know I work with the 3PGC. I've been helping them, revamp their website, and I've been helping them with, managing their information and just having all the information in the right place. And on October, and I'm also part of the 3P French community. So we're bringing this understanding of the three principles to the French speaking world. And so we we have a committee in the French community. The 3PGC has invited us to come and speak at a 3PGC webinar. So October 22nd, Isabelle Caratti, a who has been a guest on my podcast, and I'll try to put it somewhere here where you can actually go listen to the episode that I did with her. Isabelle and I are going to be hosting a webinar that we are calling, let me find the paper, hold on, I had it already, but I did something else. It's called What If What You Heard Was Totally Different Than What Was Said? So the description is this. Sydney Banks said, don't be misled by the words. Don't try to figure it out. Just relax and listen for a feeling beyond the words. So Isabelle and I will be essentially talking about that, and how it's really not the words. It's just like what we're trying to do when we communicate, is we're using words. But if you think about it, like we don't all have the same feeling around the word, or we don't have the same definition of the word. I'm not going to give an example of a word because it could get very complicated. But if we think about it, we really don't need words. In fact, this is what I used to tell people, a little while back before, a little while back, not before anything, just I remember saying, it doesn't matter what the words say. It's kind of like where you're coming from, you know. So if I look at, and how I play with this is like, if I look at my dog, I can tell my dog, you're such a beautiful dog. Or I can say, you're such a beautiful dog. And she doesn't really understand the words. She's going to understand the come from. So I've noticed in the past where, I wanted to have these conversations, these delicate conversations with people. Sometimes you're like, oh, I have to say this, but how am I going to say it? And blah, 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 blah. And I would, work so hard at writing down the right words. Yeah, if I say this word, he's not going to get offended by that. And I would try to just, I think Michael would put nail polish on shit. The fact is, it wasn't what I wanted to say that was important. I think it was kind of like what my heart wanted to say. Like, it's really complicated. Like I say the word heart, it could be soul, it could be whatever, but what your inner being wants to say. It's like the word really doesn't matter. Choose the one that works for you. And when you're coming from that space, you're not on top of something else. Like you could say, I love you, and it's going to translate with I love you. Or you could say, I have to tell this person I love them, because then what's going to happen is this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. And then you say, I love you, and people go, yeah, right. It's like there's this energy behind the words. And we all feel it. We just get caught up with, going into our intellect to qualify it. We don't have to go into our intellect to qualify anything. We can trust our feeling. And our feeling sometimes just tells us, and our intellect's like, I don't know why. But if you follow the feeling, there's no way it's going to fail you, if that makes any sense. Now, the question is, how do you know it's the right feeling? Because, thinking, if you have a lot of thinking about something, that will generate a feeling. Well, I think that if you just start experimenting with it and you start looking at it, you're going to start identifying, oh, this was a feeling from my thinking, and this was a feeling from my intuition, my soul, my wisdom, my whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you. And you're going to see there's a different quality to it. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today. And invite you to go to 3P. Oh, something's happening. Go to 3pgc.org and go on the events calendar, and you will see that it's going to be there. You're going to be able to subscribe to it, and then you'll receive the Zoom link. And if you haven't become a member already, I suggest become a member, because you can go for the free membership or the paid membership. And we have an event upcoming that's going to be a 3-day event, super interesting. So that's what I wanted to say. And at the same time, I'm going to say, dream it, dare it, do it, live the life you want. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.